we are gathering with another 4 groups of gate one. They are coming with different colors of name badges, right? So that's why they are coming one behind each other, and now they are busy on the bathroom. Luckily, we did it very well. Eh? So, as I said before, I'm gonna give you an explanation about this area. Then we're gonna walk only till there, a little explanation more, and then free time for you to wander, right? So that's gonna be the plan. The ticket that you got is just a little souvenir to remember the place that we have been, right? Which place is this one? Can you remember the name?
Raqchi.
You got it, you got it. It's written over there, it's written on your ticket, Raqchi. And what Raqchi means, my friends? Raqchi means pottery. Look at that's why we have pottery here. I remember when I was a little kid, I was going with grandma. At that time we didn't have too much plastic. And grandma told me, you know, let's go and buy some pottery. And she was asking, how much for this pottery? They said, like 10 soles. Is this from Raqchi? They said, no, it's not from Raqchi. Ah, never mind. And she was going somewhere else because the quality of the pottery here, my friends, is much better. Why? Because it's a natural phenomenon that happened. A volcano eruption in that direction. We don't see it because that mountain is already destroyed. That's why if you watch carefully of the rocks that we have around, they look like the rocks that we have in the Hawaiian Islands, black and with a lot of holes on it because of the air was in the explosion. The local people, my friends, they were graining those rocks, making sand and mixing it with the clay. That's why they were having a very good quality of pottery here, right? Now, we are in front of the most important and tallest temple that we have on the whole empire. This temple is dedicated to the most important Incan god again, Wiracocha. You remember his name? Remember his long name? Apucontexi Pachacachis Apupunchaya Texe Wiracocha, right? The long one. We're just gonna shortcut again to Wiracocha, right? Why they did that? And let me tell you this nice story. It was an Inca man, right, in 1200s approximately, that he decided to name himself as the name of the god. He decided to name Wiracocha. Call me Wiracocha, I'm so powerful, he says, yes? And he was living here. Notice, the temperature is nice, they have a very good weather conditions, so he decided to have his house here. And then, boom, 1250s approximately, volcano eruption, my friends. Boom, everything was all destroyed. And the Incas are telling this story, my friends. They are saying that because somebody named himself as the Inca king, that's why, so like the Inca god, that's why the god sent the punishment and make the volcano eruption. That's why they decided to build such a huge structure that is totally original, my friend. The only thing that is not original is going to be the roof. They placed that in purpose in order to avoid the damage with the rain, my friends, right? So that's the tallest temple we have on the whole empire, dedicated to the most important Incan god. They make an artificial lagoon also here, my friends. This one is artificial, yes? So they built all around and they canalize the water in purpose. So the water is coming here to irrigate these beautiful farming areas. So they did it very well in this area. On the way, we're gonna see some of the beautiful birds. Come on, let's go. We're gonna go just till there, my
¿Hay pescado ahí? ¿Qué clase? No sabe. ¿Pero tú eres de aquí del pueblo? Oh. No, ask him if it's fishing there. He says yes. I said, what kind? So he don't know. So I ask him if it's from here. He says no.
Students, my friend, when they see travelers, they always try to practice a little bit of their English. Especially in Lima, my friend. Because Cusco, we are very used to travel. But in Lima, my friend, when the kids see you, here we are kind of calmed down. Okay, waiting for our friends. Yes, they're coming. Very good. And I will let you know an important thing. Let me find a rock here. And no, this one maybe. No, another one. This one is good. There you go. Can you hold it if I drop it? You sure? Let's put this one in your pocket. Your ticket. Put your ticket in your pocket so your hands are gonna be free. Are you sure you can hold it? Yeah, there you go.
Gonna be
1, 2,
heavy.
3. Do it.
Yeah, watch my phone.
Okay, my fault. Drop it again now. To me. Yeah. Hard. Very good. Ah. Another one. Another try. 1, 2, 3. Yes, another one. Do it a little higher.
Practice makes perfect.
There you go. So what we're doing, because these rocks is the one that I show you, my friends, that they have a lot of holes and they are quite light. This is not the lightest. We have even more that they are really light, yes? So you can even play soccer with these ones, of course with shoes, not with empty, no, not with bare, yeah? Okay, now my friends, the Incas did such a huge structure, my friends, and the amazing thing, apart than the religious part, it was that they were having the technology to build straight buildings all the way to the top, and they knew that if they're gonna make it out of stone, it's gonna be quite risky because it's not proper balance. I mean, like it's gonna lose the balance very quick. So in order to make it a little bit light, they built only the first half stone, and the second half is gonna be mud bricks. And they were having exactly the same division when you cut it through the middle. One roof, right, both sides, and these columns right here, they were part of the structure. Only one column, my friends, is still standing nowadays. It's the only one at the end, my friends. So you get to see that the rocks were a little bit higher and then mud bricks again, all right? When the Spaniards realized that this was the temple dedicated to Wiracocha, they burned, they incinerated. The roof was all organic and they incinerated, and it's when the damage was created in this area, right? Because the trunks were collapsing and falling down. So after many earthquakes again, my friends, yeah, still standing, look at this. And this is not even like having more support, it's just the wood, the straight great building that the Incas have done, right? Now I need to explain you something very interesting, my friends. How the Incas were able to survive in these mountains, because they knew how to save for the future. If you rely in agriculture, it's not that you go harvest and you consume it little by little. No, you have to have an storage, because if you're gonna rely on what you're gonna harvest next month, and if something happened, then you will die of starvation, isn't it? You are about to do your harvest of corn, maybe, my friend. Yes? And what happened? A bunch of we're gonna call them these birds, the parakeets. We have some parakeets here. They eat your crops and they destroy everything. What you gonna do? You know, nature just destroyed, or maybe a landslide, or maybe an overflow of the river destroyed. What you gonna do? You need to have for the future some safes, and the government was helping. The way of paying taxes, my friends, on the Inca Empire was through building roads and monuments, right? Temples, and also in order to provide food in the storehouses in case somebody needs it. I will explain you better. Luis, let's say you and your missus, you have your beautiful house over there, and then suddenly the river overflows and destroys everything, even your house. So you will come here to this village of Raqchi, and you're gonna ask the Incas, you know, this happened to me. The Incas are gonna go and they're gonna give you a new land with people who's gonna help you to build your new house. They're gonna help you with your new plantation, and they will provide you food till you recover. That's what the government of the Incas are gonna do to the people. That's why they were very united. That's why they were a huge empire. And you're gonna tell me, Alejandro, show me a proof. Okay, I'll show you a proof. This area, my friends, it was only for important people. That's why it was walled. You wanna see the wall, my friends? If you watch carefully at the back, yes, by the top of the trees, can you see a little wall in the mountain? If you watch carefully, the mountain is going around and the wall is going nearby, and all this area was walled. The people who were administrating this area, my friends, they are over there. Do you see the other roofs? That was the houses of the administrators. Yes? And where were the storages? The storages, the conical roof. Can you see the conical roof over there? That one, my friends, we have 300 like this, one next to each other. It because they needed to store the food in order to help the people if they need it. So that's why the administration of the Incas along these mountains was successful. They survived because they knew how to do it properly. All right? Question.
Is this a pyramid?
No, it looks like, isn't it? Because this one is being done like kind of a paths or terraces. This has been done by the animals. When they set them free, they go and walk and they make these kind of steps. but looks like, isn't it? No, it's not. Unfortunately, no. They investigate already around this area. We might have some pyramids hidden in the mountains, but no these ones, my friends. Right? Very good. Now, my advice to you, my friends, right? If you would like to wander a little bit around this beautiful Incan site, you can go straight and by the houses, go closer by the storehouses or maybe by this administration area, right? Or you can go on the other side looking for the fountains. Do you see that other broken pottery lying down in the ground? That also will be a nice walk. Or you can go back and do some shopping on the square, right? Shopping on the square, and you can use the bathrooms also, you know where they are, yeah? Pandemic.